Eddie, you teach maths every day, not just in the classroom. Let's have a look at you in action on what you call your WooTube channel.
The sort of mind-blowing thing for me anyway happened when you say, well, okay, take this guy and just move him over here, right? So that's 5 and that's x. And then take this guy and turn him around so that he fits on like this. Because remember, the length is x, right? And that's like, you see it, right? And then you're like, like this shape, if only I could do something meaningful with this, what do I need to add on in order to make this thing? And the answer is that this is 5 and that's 5. So you're like, I should square it, right? So you add on 25. Yeah, that's the thought I had. So you're like, so this is x squared plus 20x. The reason I halve is so I can do this construction. And then the reason I square is so I can complete the square, right? Then of course what you have on the other side.
I so wish I'd had a maths teacher like that. It would have been, I may have had a completely different career. Your maths lesson, those maths lessons have clocked up millions of views, I think more than 3 million, right? So what do you think is the key to engaging with students?
We've heard it quite a few times tonight. I think people think of mathematics as a very abstract thing. For me, it's always been about it's the struggle for a human being to wrap their head around something that's confusing at first and requires a real change in perspective, but then all at once, and you sort of heard that moment when the kids...
Yeah, well, numbers of moments, the oohs and the ahs and the recognition,
When you can bring people along with you, mathematics, people think it's about numbers or it's about shapes, and they're there, but they're really about people trying to grapple with this world around us and why it is the way it is and why rainbows are round. What's up with that? And a mathematician tried to work that out, and we know the reasons why, and it's beautiful. So for me, connecting with people and bringing them along in that journey is just endlessly exciting.
We'll get you to explain why rainbows are round online for everyone, because I'm really interested in finding that out, Emily, what did you make of Mr. Wu when you first came across him at school?
Well, he's very energetic, as you could tell, and it's easy to dismiss maths in the fact that you don't understand why. And I'm always someone who, that I ask why things happen, and you can go for English, you're encouraged to ask why, for society and culture, you're encouraged. But for maths, it's just, there's a way of doing it and that's the way it's done. And he was like the first maths teacher to ever explain why you do this. Like you saw it and it just makes sense.
You hated maths.
Oh yeah.
Yeah? How much before you came across him?
I wanted to drop it because at the end of year 10, you can drop maths.
And was that because you'd had teachers that hadn't engaged you in it?
Yeah, because I never thought I had the brain for maths. It just never made sense to me. So I get frustrated at it. And lots of teachers would get frustrated because I would get frustrated. And
Eddie, how did you convince her to keep going with maths?
I think it's easier than people think, because really, I think it's as with anything, people get frustrated if you play a game and you're just losing all the time. That's no fun. And I have little kids that 3, 6 and 8, and if they just constantly are never winning at a game, they'll just flip the table and walk off. But I think if you can get any child to that moment where they realize, is that all this is? I can get how that works. I can see why these pieces fit together. Then it's sort of, your eyes begin to open a little more to, this is something worth spending time on.
Emily, why did you keep going with maths? What was the motivation once you got engaged?
I think he was kind of the motivation. Sorry, it's going to embarrass you. I don't think he realises how much he kind of changed my mind on maths. I want to make him feel like I was an achievement. I want to do better for him because I know he has faith in me. And so I get really frustrated at everyone else in my class. They're not listening. I'm like, don't you understand how much he's doing for us? And it's just, it feels like he's making a connection to us than other teachers don't. And it's nice.
How are you going at maths now?
I think I'm doing better. I want to do better. I'm striving to be better.
She's doing a lot better.